Let me wire it into the platform. It's live, Bison. You can walk through a hurricane on I am heard. Wiring the tile. Let me verify the tile actually renders before I commit it. Tile renders. Music video watch on YouTube, a book of plates, asterisk, a printed book on a desk under slatted light. Every spread is a plate, the Bison charging a storm that always shows a far edge. Congratulations, Bison is the second track through the full circle and the first built on the book lane.
What's good? My audio good? Yeah.
Oh
All right.
no,
Sure.
I just muted myself. You were working on something. I was like, oh, I don't want to
Oh,
interrupt.
no. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy what's going
Oh,
on
dude,
around here.
that's awesome, man.
Let's do this together as friends as we get in here. I want this as a square. So let's see. Can you generate this as a square? What the fuck? How else would you say that? Okay. Yeah, what I'm going to share today is literally the greatest fucking thing I've ever built. It's not the product that's the greatest thing. It's how I built the product that's the greatest thing. This has been a very long process. The guys on these groups have seen me do parts of this type of standard operating procedure. Okay, so it's a SOP. I call them SOPs, right? And it's built out of AI agents and human in the loop agents. But the whole concept here is that it's franchising creativity. It's franchising the work that I do, that it's the creativity stays in the project, not on how the project's done. So the concept of, Alex, what you're just saying of, you've built an internal process that makes you amazing and makes you the person that clients want to hire you for. But if it's just in your head, or if it's just a gut instinct, if it's just this, that, and the other, it's not scalable. And so everything I do, I try to make it into a systematical thing. And maybe it's the neurodivergent in me that needs things done this certain way or whatnot, but it's my superpower and I'm going for it, right? Or Rick's wife labeled me one of these Enneagram numbers because of how I am. And I'm like, cool. So that's how I am. And that's why I do these things. And that's why I'm going to be fucking kicking ass. But the standard operating procedure to go from concept to completion on a video, whether it's for the MiTV style video that supports a song or a podcast, I need to reach a level of quality that I personally am driving towards, that I don't want a podcast to look like talking heads or just a video of people talking that you just hear the audio on. I want it to feel like a documentary. I want it to feel like something that you would watch and see on BBC or any of the different channels that have documentaries. That's the level of quality that I want in the output that I do. It takes an incredible amount of time to do the projects that I'm doing. It can't take 60 hours for me to do something. That is so not realistic. I wish I could get this process down to 3 hours. It's not. It looks like 12 is the max. But I would like to share with you guys what 12 hours can do. This is the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. So make sure you do that. Let's do a little sound check. Everybody heard that? All right. Here we go.
Clocking in on the hourly grind, tying a leash to the back of my mind, strapped to the chair for the polygraph wire, walking myself back into the fire. I brought the talking stick, I brought the clock, I brought the keys to my own padlock. I thought the shame was a friend of mine, I thought the pain was a finish line. And they say the herd will turn and run and get chased down by the setting sun. But if you look it in the eye, you'll break into an open sky. So I played the bison, I leaned into the wind, I let the hurricane tear off my skin. And I stood in the center, I took every hit, thinking I'd finally walk out of it. But there was no clearing, there was no end. There was no end. Reset the date, reset the clock, swallow the key, rattle the lock. A simple hug, a simple pledge, balancing on a razor's edge. I tried to strengthen the muscle of grief, I tried to buy a single second of relief. I was a cow in a slaughterhouse line, begging the butcher to give me a sign. The herd will turn and run and get chased down by the setting sun. But if you charge the hurricane, you buy your freedom with the pain. So I played the bison, I leaned into the wind, I let the hurricane tear off my skin. I stood in the center, I took every hit, thinking I'd finally walk out of it. But there was no clear end in sight, there was no end. I just got comfortable sitting in the shame. You can walk through a hurricane because a hurricane ends, but you can't walk through the wind. When the wind just is. I took every hit, thinking I'd finally walk out of it. But there was no clearing, there was no end. I played the bison, waiting for the sun. The storm was just you. Look what I've done.
Dude, I think the last note might be my favorite part of the song. That was dope. Yeah.
That was really
That
cool.
was pretty awesome.
Oh man.
So you're trying to get that down to 12 hours?
No, that is down to 12 hours.
Okay.
That was that would have so
The song, everything?
no, the song was already done. So taking it from a completed song through to a video. So here's the next beast that's going to be up. If I can do this next one, we know we have something. It is a 5-minute long speed rap song, or 4.5 minutes. So that was about 4 minutes. So, but fucking jam. But so if I can bring this to life. Oh, who's there?
Break it. What is going on around here? I wasn't doing nothing. Nothing. That's the problem.
You flinched, I clock it. Watch the flicker as you shrunk to the wall. Every excuse, a little fracture where the cold comes to crawl. I'm not the villain in the story, I'm the mirror in the brawl. Cause the tribe's only ever as unbreakable as its weakest wall. And right now that you all curled up like the floor's gonna hold you. Praying to the gravity you beg since the day that it told you. Stay down and soft and let the softer man enfold you. Now I circle and I close and I already told you. I don't count the way you fall, kid, I count the way you climb. Every silence in your fist is the only real crime. I'm not swinging out of hatred, hate will leave you to time. I swing cause the quiet and the coward is the loudest alarm in my mind. Of harming your monster, let him carve it on the door. Wolf will school a pup in the language your brother never could afford. You thought this was the end of you, it's the forge, it's the floor. Where I beat the boy out of you to make some room for more,
Your bully becomes your buddy when you stop being a bitch.
Anyway, it's a fucking banger. Get on the app, listen to all the tracks. It's fucking, oh man, that's so fucking cool. But so here's the issue. Creating a video that sustains a visual arc throughout the entire song. What happens when the choruses repeat? What happens on the second verse? What happens when the arc of the song goes through its own creative process? And so what was happening is I was building these projects linearly. I would start with like scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, scene 5, so that I would get exhausted by scene 12. There's 90 scenes for this 4-minute song. So how do you do that? And so I built a system that this is the secret sauce. This is an engine that I custom built that starts with the song. It just has the audio tracks. And then when it goes through the first stage, I map out the lyrics. I make sure that the lyrics are synced up. So it would, you know, like I'm able to go in there and,
on the hourly grind.
so I'm able to shape everything to land exactly where it's supposed to land. That is, no computer can do that. So there needs to be manual adjustments on that. But once I have that timing down, now I can start blocking out the scenes And so then I'm able to say, okay, this part I want to do this part I want to do this part blah, 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 right? So I'm now developing the project like I would develop a painting. I wouldn't spend a lot of time rendering an eye. 20 hours on making the eye perfect when the composition isn't even done yet. That eye may not even be there when I'm done. So I need to develop the painting as big blocking in shapes, and then you just kind of chip away at it. You chip away at it, you get to the point to where, okay, now it's starting to render and lock up, and now you're putting the finishing touches on it. So I'm doing that now with the video creating process, that I'm establishing a look and feel, I'm establishing a tone, I'm then going through and mapping everything out, and then building this this scene map that goes through the story arc. And what's amazing about it is the entire process is made in such a way that I can leave and come back to. I'm like, okay, I got up to scene 8, so now I can pick it back up and start building out the different scenes. And then what's hilarious is the editing part inside of Premiere, which is where I would spend most of my time. Here's the hour breakdown. To get the lyrics mapped out, 2 hours. To get the screenshots done, 6 hours. To get the video assets developed, 6 hours. How long to edit? 2 hours. Because I've gotten all of the information from the other project. All of these scenes have the in and out points marked into it because I've already positioned it exactly where I want it. And I'm not sure why it's not rendering right now. It's probably because I use it on a vertical monitor over there, but I'm able to play it and just see the images. Is that where I want to do that? Is that where I want to do that? And what's really cool is that, like, when the video part comes in, it starts bringing a whole nother level. And there's definitely some different parts that I want to geek out on this, but before I want to share some of the really highlight moments of that video, is what I'm describing to everyone tracking.
Yes.
So, is this something that can be done to a podcast? Well, the podcast episode that I shared that is on the Me YouTube channel was done this way. I had the music video for the song that was being covered. I have the footage from everybody in the Google Meet recording. And then I put it into the system, mapping out what scenes I want to go where, when do I want to do this. I literally started bringing the story of where did it go? So many tabs, so little time. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. Go to your channel. Okay. Is this the official video or the thing? Okay, so that's the video, but here's the podcast. So I covered my boring dialogue. Jordan, this is such an honor for us to be doing this together.
Absolutely.
I took the advice of turn off all the noise, turn off all the distractions, and just welcome the beast to show. And it took no time for it to show. I discovered AI music. And I took the raw findings from this deep therapeutic work and turned it into my own version of art therapy in the form of music. And something incredibly magical happened. When I heard the darkest secrets, the darkest trauma, the darkest bullshit that I wouldn't even, admit to myself, reflected back to me in a song that I would actually listen to, it was like the missing element. It was the missing piece. I now felt like 98% of the man I've always meant to be. when I get into that 2%, I know what to do with it. So if we're producing content, if we're creating podcasts, if we're creating all these things, why are we doing it? Are we doing it because we're egocentric and we want to just hear ourselves talk? Or are we looking to connect with an audience so that people could be excited or interested in what it is that we're doing? I am not that interesting. I'm not that great to look at. I don't sound great. I don't work well with words. I fumble my statements. I fumble the concepts. I fumble things that's there. So I will get better as I do it. But there's nothing wrong with presenting what I do deliver in the best light. And it's not a simple PowerPoint presentation. It's not a simple image that's thumbed up. It's not a different, like, it's not one of these explainer videos that will just doodle and sketch it out and this, that, and the other, and you'll get thousands of people liking your, we've all seen the ads, right? This is literally trying to tap into how can we best tell our story in a way that doesn't make it a struggle for a viewer to be engaged with. I was fucking moved at presenting the Bison video. I was moved because of my own, I now have this physically in the wild right now. So I didn't look over to see how everybody else was reacting, but I hope everybody was glued to every frame. I hope that it was one of those things that I wasn't doing this because Noel's my guy and I want to support him. It's that, holy fuck, what's being told here? What's going on here? Why is that going on? Oh shit. Hopefully you had that type of reaction and that type of moment looking at what I created. And if you did, what I'm excited about is that I can do that no matter what the length of the song is, and I can do it within my normal day-to-day workflow. I can still meet my responsibilities. I can still do my daytime job. I can do multiple of these projects at the same time because they'll all be at different stages. So how did I get here? It was literally Forrest Gump through it. Sea of ways of making it better. Make it repeatable. Literally say, here's my SOP. As good or bad as it is, here's my standard operating procedure of getting this project done. And then test the SOP, then do it, then do it, then do it. And each time you do it, see if you can increase efficiencies, see if you can make something better and get to the point to where, okay, I can't make this any better. This is how long it takes. Now I can judge how the whole process is going to go. And guys, everything about this is fucking automated from the descriptions that are created. It's all optimized for GEO. Like, ultimately, this is why I'm doing the YouTube channel. Each one of these is so that it shows up in fucking search terms and in AI search results. And so, yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been working on this fucking project for quite a long time and super fucking excited about it.
Noel, I was really impressed with the I would say the artistic merit of the video. That was cool. And then this thing with you just talking with these like gold graphics, it's pretty cool. Like, that's legit, man. Makes it more interesting to be listening to what you're saying. And then here again, it looks high quality. It really does.
I agree.
So that's what I'm noticing. Like, it's very cool.
Yeah, I agree with what Drew just said. I really like the way it captured many different artistic styles and the quality of them as it transitioned was really cool.
There's artistic value to it. Sorry, go ahead, Humps.
Yeah, I'm just tripling down on what Drew and Matt said. Is they made good points. It looks professional, looks artistic. It keeps your attention visually and artistically, through the audio aspect of it. I think you did a fantastic job. Shows the work you put into it.
Thank you. Yeah, so if I can just geek out a little bit on it, I set it up because I know how heavy the video is. Those first few scenes are just stills. There's no animation to them. So there's a build up with that. And so then, then the clocking in on the daily grind, and he's like, oh, here we go again, just fucking here we go, going through the storm, and then the awesome part here, this was very challenging to do. There was just certain AI animations that just fucking get weird. And I love how weird that is actually, but just to get the book to open and fold to that page was really challenging to do. But what I love about it is that when I mapped this out in the sketch pad, it was the end slate for the whole time. And what was fucking cool is that you actually only see the end slate for a split second. You see me tied up to the polygraph wire, and the lyrics are being supported in the verbiage and together, but it's only for a second. So there's so many fucking awesome little moments going on. Another part that I was really proud of, which I love natural sound. So when I do normal editing, I try to put as much natural sound of what we're seeing over the dialogue. Like if a car is driving by, I want to hear the car driving by, even though it would make no sense to the dialogue of what's going on. I like recorded natural sound layered in into an edit. And this fucking, so everything is so heavy, right? There's so much visual information, so much stuff going on. But then the guitar solo, I'm like, yeah, the Raven, which is the protagonist in the story, right? We're just going to have the Raven flying, and I'm going to let it go on for as long as it needs to. There's going to be no transitions, no anything. I just want this Raven, no effects, just that and the other, the black and white, monochromatic, just let it be flying throughout. Well, the fucking video had a Raven whistle that was whistling poorly. And then if you listen to it over the part of the song, there's a guitar solo that actually mimics what the whistling is. So it's like super freaking geeked out. I'm like, oh my God, this is so fucking hilarious. I'll just play this part.
No.
And it's so funny too, because that's how she was, right? No matter what I fucking did, she was not impressed. And then the other big moment of this is, and this came out of the creative process. When I created the song, I always have, any song I create, I have initial visions of what I think that would look like. How do you illustrate it never ends? Well, what if you illustrate that the scene transitions to scaling out, right? So we have from the eye, so the macro exposure of the bison's eye, seeing the reflection of the scene, and then zooms out out of the planet, out of the galaxy, into the deep vortex or whatever, and then a fucking black hole. Right? Like, let's just have a black hole consume the entire thing to show that it's never ending. And then there's an entire minute where there is no video. Just so you know, in broadcast, having no video would flip out the entire fucking control room, because the levels would all go down. It would look like we're off the air. So the fact that I found this creative moment, and then Humps, you were in my head. There were times where I didn't want the lyrics visible. There were times where the red was going to be on top of red, and I wanted it to where it would be difficult to read, because this was a difficult situation. This was a difficult story to explain. So I didn't necessarily need the karaoke lyrics to be legible. But then there's something about humps that was in my voice and saying, I love it. I just wish you'd be able to read the words. And so I was like, all right, fuck it. And then I do like it better that I'm not making people struggle to read the actual lyrics. But it just, this process felt so fucking creative from the moment of syncing up the lyrics, visualizing what could be possible, and then getting a visual system together that I hope holds all the way to the end. You know, look at what I've done. I can blame her all day, but at the end of the day, I'm the one that fucking acted like a bison. So I am completely unrendered, right? But as a typical guy, a typical unhealthy guy, let's say that there's some realization that maybe I am a part of the problem. Well, no, I can't be a part of the problem because look, I'm beautiful. I'm a beautiful bison. I'm a picture gallery book bison. I am fucking soft edges and glowing edges. There's nothing wrong with me. How could I possibly be this? I'm not this. I am this. But then, am I? So,
No.
that's it.
Nope. Nope.
So that's what I got for you guys. You know, my stake in the ground is to just platform these 200 songs that I have. I've got 30 something of them done, but it's not only platforming the music, it's that it's got to go through this entire creative process. It's got to go from not just being on the platform, but has to have a video with it, has to have a behind the music scenes, has to have all these different things all the way through it, so that there's a community, there's something to want to be a part of. And this is where I'm at with it.
It's awesome. It's inspirational. And dude, you're legendary in my eyes. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, man.
That's pretty awesome. You have such a creative mind and such a mind to be able to put this stuff together. It's really impressive. It's really impressive.